What's up? We back. About to get this 4080 done. Got my man John here. He's gonna help me out.
It's hot.
Once he fixes his shirt, because he got it buttoned up all shitty. Got work going on that side of the shop, and I kind of got this bay to myself. So I'm like, I'm just gonna use this to do my transmission in. Don't have a lift on this side, but it is what it is. But here's the transmission. I did go ahead and order a Transgo shift kit because, you know, I was gonna throw it in without doing it, but why not? It's worth doing. I've done them on every other transmission I've put in. Plus, I feel like this transmission has been rebuilt before because it's got a blue converter. It's not that dirty. I mean, it's dirty from sitting for 2 or 3 years. Then on these headers I got the Speed Engineer headers, but I don't really like the slip fit setup, so I ordered these V-bands. They're 3-inch, like $17 V-band. They fit really good on the header, so I actually ordered a hose for my TIG welder since it's been broke for a couple years, and I'm gonna try to TIG these bitches up on here. These V-bands fit really good on here. Then I'm just gonna try to merge it back to the factory exhaust. But we'll get this thing took apart and start messing with it. All right, John.
Hell yeah, brother.
You took your work shirt off again?
It's hot.
All right, well, I'll let you leave it off this time. I'm not wearing one today either. So let's get into it. And I might do a time lapse of doing this. I'm not really gonna show the process because it's pretty redundant. My buddy Matt from Sloppy Mechanics, he's got really good tutorials, and even on the wiki page, you can see all the like do's and don'ts of this kit, which like the pressure relief, I will leave out. I will make a note of that. But I'm gonna get into it. I might time lapse it, might not, don't know. I guess you'll see in the next second. All right, so I got the pan off of it. Really, it doesn't look bad. I mean, that looks really good. So this thing's definitely been rebuilt. I mean, the blue converter gives that away for me. Plus the front pump's painted black, new seal. The thing, I think, was behind a diesel. That's like pretty nasty, like diesel leakage. But other than that, I mean, everything, this thing looks pretty good. Nice, good transmission from a junkyard. Usually when I would go to like my pull aparts and I'd see a 4080, I'd always grab them because they're so stupid cheap. But I'm gonna get back into this and start tearing it apart. I just want to show you that because that's really nothing. That thing looks great. I've had them worse than that and put them in and it's sweet. So let's get back to it. All right, so got the shift kit installed. I didn't mind pulling the pump. Well, I didn't really want to pull the pump because I didn't really see a need in putting the thicker snap ring and intermediate springs. So I just left the pump as is, and all I did was the valve body upgrades basically, and done that. Everything looked good. Transmission looked amazing. I mean, it's recently been rebuilt because the fluid was nice. No metal, pan looked good, so feel good about it. We're gonna get the torque converter, move it there, installed. Get it in. I'm probably gonna do the headers first. I'm gonna come in the morning and try to TIG weld those up and try to make those nice. I haven't TIG welded in probably 2 or 3 years, so I'm sure it's gonna come out like ass. But I got the trusty old Harbor Freight welder over there. I'll MIG them up, I don't care. But guess I'll see you in the morning. I'm gonna get on this and get this thing done this weekend, hopefully. I didn't install this relief valve either because that pin right there, there's just been some horror stories about that thing not seating properly and maybe kicking sideways, and they don't recommend doing this. Well, Transgo recommends it, but as you can see, the instructions are from 2015. There's been a lot of updates since then, but I didn't do that. I think it should be good, to be honest. I'm gonna put the 3200 stall in it, throw it in, drive it around for a little bit, and I'm probably gonna put probably a sloppy stage 1 cam in it. Maybe not even that. I might go with a Summit cam. I want to go something for towing. You know, I'd like it to have a nice little sound to it, but I really don't care. I'm gonna use it for towing more than anything. I'm ready to get this thing installed. I've been without my Yukon for quite a while. I actually took the transmission out of it and put it in one of my car lot cars so I could sell it. Transmission worked perfect, and I knew I wanted to do this, so that was an opportunity. So I done that, put it in an Escalade, sold it, and now I got to do this. But I'm gonna try to get this thing tigged up tomorrow. I'm really excited to get back into TIG welding. I haven't done it in a very long time. Last thing I really TIG welded was the intercooler pipe on my Silverado. But I'll see you in the morning. All right, so it's the next day. I just got here. I got my TIG hose in yesterday for my welder, so let's take a look at that. So here it is, the new torch I've been needing for like 3 years. Nice finger trigger. You know, the thing, I've tried to find something like a CK Worldwide hose, but Eastwood has a special end that I could not find. And the bad thing is, like my last hose, the hose under this, the rubber part, just dry rotted. So I was getting leak. My welds got terrible. I'm like, man, I'm supposed to get better as I weld. And I'm like, it's getting worse every time I try. And then one day I heard air leaking out of this. So I taped it up and my welds got way better. And as I kept going, I kept putting more and more tape, and it got too much. So I haven't used that in a very long time. I got discouraged with it because my welds got shit. So I'm gonna put my hand at it again and try. Can't wait. Also, I think I'm gonna go buy me a tripod today because I've been using this ladder and piece of wood to hold my little Manfrotto phone mount to record my time lapse. So I want to get a tripod to do time lapse. I get tired of finding props to set my phone up on and end up moving it and then it not line up. So I'm gonna go do that now. I'm gonna go to Best Buy and pick one of those up. So I've been sitting here practicing just a little bit, doing some stainless. A little too much heat up here. Started getting a little better, and I don't know, I'm just a little rusty at this. I've done a few on this side. I feel like them are a little bit too less of heat. I don't know. I've done a few on some steel. Just a few runs, and that one obviously is too hot. But I'm trying to get the hang of it. I'm about to just go for it. I don't really care what they look like. I just want to get back into this and start practicing. But I'm about to attempt to do the headers. Just gonna run with it. Man, this definitely is not easy. Man, I did get better luck without filler rod, just taking the torch, going around it, letting the thicker flange of the V-band melt into the pipe. So let's take a look at it. As you can see here, I got a little too hot with it. It was flowing pretty good, so I just let it roll. But I'll try to use filler wire to start with, and it just wasn't really working that well. But as you come around here, it started getting a little better. I got a few holes I need to fill. Another hole to fill. Yeah, this is pretty hard to do, but I'm having fun and I'm learning a lot. Guess I'm going to hop on and watch some more monkey fab videos. All right, well, headers are done. Got them tigged up. I didn't use no filler metal. It seemed to work a lot better, just letting the flange melt into the stainless, the thin header. So I done that. If you see me throwing that shirt over my head, that's because my Harbor Freight welding helmet, the shade kept coming on and off, and it would just blind me. So I kept sticking the tungsten in the weld. It looks good enough. I think it's gonna be strong enough for what I needed to do. But I definitely am excited to get back into TIG weld and doing better. I did learn something here that I've always heard people say you gotta get your arc length right. So I got that really tight and it seemed to do so much better. So I'm gonna try to start doing that. I gotta get on some monkey fab videos, start watching him do some welding and learn. But these old Eastwood collets and stuff like that, the cups, the ceramic cups, they don't seem to do good. I'm gonna get a gas lens for this. I bought a Chinese gas lens kit, but it sucks so bad. But let's take a look at these and see what you think. And if you got any tips, throw them out there. I know keeping my rods clean, keeping the metal clean, I gotta give me some acetone so I can do that. But I'm happy with how it turned out.